Hello everyone and welcome to another Digimon Ghost Game review and Digimon news video. This time I'm going to be going over the latest episode of Ghost Game, which is episode 28, Face Taker, but I also want to go over some updated Vital Hero and Vital Bracelet news that came out shortly after releasing my news video that I did for the Vital Hero once that was announced. So first, a quick synopsis for episode 28. So people are getting attacked and getting their faces stolen, and it's because of Asuramon who wants to feel emotions from humans. Then when he steals Hiro's face later on, Angurumon asks him to return the faces that he stole, and he does. And I was about to complain about this, but then they straight up said it was because he had Hiro's face on, and Hiro can't say no to anything. So, not a terrible resolution. So this episode, just as a short review, was another weird one, not really sure how to feel about it, but I'm happy that this episode focused more on Digimon and the kind of Digimon gatherings that are going on besides the main cast of characters. And it's not just a human-focused series, we got the focus on the Digimon as well, and I like when they do that. I like when they count Digimon as separate entities from their human partners, and Ghost Game definitely isn't afraid to do that. Nor is Ghost Game afraid to actually threaten the human partners and have them damaged or harmed in some way by the Mon of the Week. So I am a fan of that. So it raises the stakes when the human partners are targeted by the Mon of the Week, so I like that, and as I said, Ghost Game's definitely not afraid of getting those humans targeted by the Mon of the Week. And this episode, while initially I was annoyed that it was such like an easy, quick resolution, because Ghost Game does like its quick resolved episodes, because they only have 20 minutes and they spend a good chunk of the episode focusing on the mystery, and then they wrap it up in a few minutes. So I was initially annoyed that it was just another quick and easy resolution. But when they explained that it was because Hiro just can't say no and he was currently wearing and feeling Hiro's emotions, I actually didn't mind it. I thought that was actually a very decent resolution, other than just like, oh, Asuramon just wants to give away the faces. Like, hey, can you give those back? Oh yeah, sure, why not? Like, I was prepared to be annoyed, but then they actually gave it a reason. So I'm okay with that. That's fine. It explains enough. So this episode, however, was a middle of the road episode. We've had a chunk of those, but mostly they've been pretty good. It's like maybe a 3 out of 5, so not terrible. When I say middle of the road, I don't mean it was a bad or boring episode, I just mean it was okay. I watched it. I don't have any strong feelings for it, but I don't have any strong feelings against it either. It was fine. It doesn't have many highlights, but it doesn't have any lowlights. It was just, I enjoyed it. Like, if it wasn't reviewing Ghost Game every week, a lot of these episodes would be like just okay, but some of them have been really good. This one was just an okay one. I don't hate it, basically, and I'm not feeling any much of negativity for Ghost Game at all. For most of the episodes, they are middle of the road, which is good, and a lot of them are also very good, so that's fine. The pacing was actually fine, again, that the quick and easy resolution of, oh, it's because he had Hiro's face, actually explains it fine. I don't think that that's a negative at all. I think that that's a fine resolution. It's better than just the bad guy saying, oh, damn, you got me. Okay, here are the faces. Because that would have been a terrible ending. And we have had that with the Phalesmon episode, where he just kind of was like, okay, I didn't lose or anything, but I'm going to give you back your human friends who I turned to stone. Like, that was kind of weird. But this one, it was fine. There's not much else to say about this episode, and that's why I'm kind of chunking it in with a Vital Bracelet and Vital Hero news video as well, because I just want a bit of a follow-up, because I have had a lot of comments for that video asking me like things like, does it have the Digivice V programming? Is it compatible with the Japanese DIMMs? And at the time, we didn't know that. When I first released the video, we didn't know that, but we actually do have more information about this, as well as the next Vital Bracelet in Japan. So on to that news. So following on from the initial announcement and my announcement video that I did, we do have some extra information. So we know that it's the Digivice V programming. It does have the DM logo, which is why myself and a lot of others assumed that it might just be the general Vital Bracelet. It also said on the packaging that each DIM card locks to one device, which is the Digital Monster Vital Bracelet programming, but I guess that is incorrect. It was just referring to just the Vital Bracelet. I don't know. But the thing is, they have Digivice V programming, so sleep mode, better sensor, etc., etc. It's the Digivice V programming, and that was announced by the Bandai Twitter account, so it's confirmed, so that's good. We also know that the US and Japanese DIM cards will work, so that's also good. If you already have the DIM cards, you don't necessarily have to buy other ones. However, because they want you to buy them, they've said that the US DIM cards will actually have different evolution patterns and exclusive evolutions that aren't on these Japanese DIMs, which I'm really annoyed by, but that's actually a great marketing tactic, because I would not have been interested in any of these DIM cards because I already have them. I already have Herm in the Jungle. I already have all the DIM cards we already have. I would be interested in getting the special wolf one and the special dinosaur one that have come out that are like combinations of the Agumon and Black Agumon and Gabumon and Black Gabumon DIMs, because those are different. But the other ones in the DIM packs I would not be interested by. However, now that they've said that there's going to be new evolution patterns or different evolution patterns from the Japanese version, I actually want to get them. So I'm really annoyed that they're doing this, but it's kind of clever from a marketing perspective, so I am very annoyed, but they got me. They got me good. So that's pretty cool too. They've announced a few things, and it's good that they have announced these things, because otherwise we'll be having all these questions. They've revealed them, and it almost felt like it was in relation to the questions that they were asked. They were on the announcement day. They were originally asked, like, is it Digivice V? What about my DIM cards from the Japanese version? Are they compatible? And it almost felt like they were just doing a frequently asked questions post. And that's also good marketing, because you're also getting people to talk about it more, but you're also answering the questions that are being asked, which is pretty good. However, in this post, they do have some concerning wording, at least in my perspective as an Australian living in Australia. They said it's a US exclusive. Now, they didn't say English exclusive. They didn't say different from Japan. They said US exclusive. So that's really not so fun wording for an Australian, because I live in Australia, not in the US, and I am worried that this means that we will not get a Vital Hero in the UK, in Europe, in Australia, in Canada, just US. Like, I've already seen people from Canada say that they can't order it from Amazon because it says that it's US exclusive. They're not including Canada in that even, which is really weird. Maybe it makes sense more, but for other people, but they're connected. I get that they are different. They're different countries, but they're connected. Like, just you can put a car through. I know there's customs in, like, the Border Patrol, but anyway. So, yeah, US exclusive seems like annoying wording. I really wish that they would elaborate on that. Does that mean that there's no Australian release at all? I did tweet at EB Games Australia saying, hey, any plans to stock this? And they haven't heard any word about it. Whether or not that just means that they wouldn't be getting it anyway, and if it is coming to Australia, they wouldn't be getting it, or if they don't have news about it yet, or we just won't be getting it in Australia at all. It's not looking promising for Australians. I'm hoping that we get more information about this in the coming days. Maybe even after releasing this video, we'll get more information. So it's like the curse of doing the video. I actually have an Impulse DIM video coming out tomorrow that I recorded like 2 months ago. And that I uploaded 2 months ago. It's just been sitting there waiting for me to upload it, or to click publish and change it from private. But, yeah, so I'm not even sure what I talked about, but I think I even talked about, like, the future of the Vital Bracelet. So that's also, like, cursed in being recorded in the past and then released once things have been announced. So, because if I had known that there was a Pulse City DIM coming out, I would have addressed it in the Impulse City video. But anyway, look forward to that and me being in the past. So, yeah, I hope maybe with this video I'll prompt the mystics of Bandai to announce something. But it would be really cool if we got some news about it being not just in the US, maybe it's US releasing in July, and then in August we get it in other places, I don't know. But hopefully we get some news about that. Also, we got another announcement, separate sort of announcement that same day, and it's announcement of an announcement, which Bandai love doing these. They love doing announcements for announcements. They don't just announce things like Bandai US, just say, hey, we're going to announce something in an hour, or they just come out and announce something. No. Bandai Japan likes saying, hey, we're going to announce something on this day. Like, okay, cool, that's in a while now. So they've announced an announcement on the 16th of June, so this is presumably for the 25th anniversary of the Digimon franchise, which is on the 26th of June, so this is 10 days before that, and this has a silhouette of the Vital Bracelet, and it says Fitness with Characters B. It's like BE, so that's interesting. So perhaps we're getting a second Vital Bracelet digital monster that isn't the Digivice V. Now, I've mentioned this a few times that the Digivice V has the Digimon Ghost Game branding, and it's meant to be a special thing for Digimon Ghost Game. It's released for the anime, which is currently airing, and as I mentioned, this week was episode 28. So I've always sort of hypothesized and theorized that when Ghost Game ends, we will get a Vital Bracelet 2, which is like Digivice V programming, but a Vital Bracelet digital monster. Because the Digivice V was not called a Vital Bracelet digital monster, it's just called the Digivice V, and it's because of Ghost Game. But once Ghost Game ends, we don't need this sort of promotional material of the Digivice from the anime. So they would go back to releasing the Vital Bracelet, but the Vital Bracelet digital monster is older. It doesn't have all the programming that the Digivice V has. It doesn't have those little bits of quality of life improvements that we love from the Digivice V. So why would they try to get people to buy what is slightly an inferior product? It's still very enjoyable. I would still recommend it to people who want the Impulse City DIM or the Ancient Warriors DIM, but the Digivice V I would definitely always recommend over the original Vital Bracelet. It's just better. They improved it. They put a lot of quality, like small quality of life improvements, but enough so that it's a better product. And basically the only difference is that you can reset DIMs on all Vital Bracelet digital monsters, and you can only reset DIMs on the first release of the Digivice V. So this is like, I guess, a digital monster. That's the name of the show. Digital monster Vital Bracelet thing, but with Digivice V programming and maybe even upgraded programming, more quality of life and hardware adjustments. But at the very least, I would assume it to be the Vital Bracelet digital monster with Digivice V programming, like the Vital Bracelet characters that we saw for Ultraman and Kamen Rider, how they were Vital Bracelets, they were called Vital Bracelets, but they have the Digivice V programming and those quality of life improvements. So at the very least, that's what I'm assuming from this announcement, that it is an upgraded Vital Bracelet. However, we do know that there's the Espimon Digimon from that DIM card leak with either Rudamon or Ludomon. I've seen both equal amount of times, so if it's Rudamon or Ludomon, it either makes sense because they're kind of both anniversary Digimon. So I'm wondering if this Espimon DIM will be released alongside it, so that'd be cool. And it would also confirm that Espimon is indeed the 25th anniversary Digimon that they're kind of releasing as a special character. So I'm not sure. However, I'm also wondering if the Vital Hero, which is the English Vital Bracelet, will actually have the programming and hardware from the Vital Bracelet BE rather than the Digivice V. So they can't really say, hey, it's got the programming from this thing that hasn't been announced yet. So they would just say Digivice V because it's more known by the consumers. And that's what I expect. So two things. I'm wondering if the Vital Hero will have the BE programming, and also I'm wondering if the release date that we get for the Vital Bracelet BE will signal where Ghost Game is meant to end. I can't imagine them trying to sell it while Ghost Game's still going, because they probably still want to push out Digivice V a little bit more, but I'm very convinced that the release of the BE will signal the end of Digimon Ghost Game, which kind of makes sense. like, I've always had a feeling that a new Vital Bracelet would be announced around the midway point for Ghost Game, and then initially released, like, after Ghost Game finishes. And that's sort of just what I would expect. So, now that Ghost Game is, I would say, maybe in the halfway point, or at some point 28 episodes seems around halfway, maybe more, maybe less. But in any case, that's what we have so far in relation to the news about the new Vital Bracelet VE, or the Digivice V for the Vital Hero release. So that's more or less all the information that we got in the following hours after I released that video. So hopefully I've explained everything, and that I've answered everything. It's super disappointing that it might just be US exclusive. That's kind of a bummer. And that also means that it's very expensive to buy from the US, because USPS don't actually ship to Australia anymore. If you want to ship from the US, you have to use DHL or FedEx, which can be like $100 Australian just for shipping. So shipping could be not fun if I do want to get a Vital Hero, and I really do. I really would like to get my hands on at least one Vital Hero, at least to talk about and unbox for the channel, to answer any questions about it, and to review it, because that's what I do on this channel. So in any case, that's the news that we have, and those are my thoughts for episode 28 of Ghost Game. Let me know your thoughts about this episode of Ghost Game, or about, like, the Vital Bracelet, Vital Hero, future Vital Bracelets, Digivice V, whatever. Let me know all that and more in the comments. Like this video, because I've been talking non-stop and my lips are very dry, as you can probably see. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I love talking about the Vital Bracelet, and I've pretty much talked about it extensively in various videos, so check those out. So definitely subscribe if you like videos like this. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!